Imagine yourself at a party. At this party, you have your wine, your whiskey, your alcohol, loud music, and you got your drugs. You got your friends at this party, and you go up to your friends, and they're all gathered around, and they're sniffing cocaine. Are you to give in to this peer pressure? Well, the temptations are great. They're so great, according to the Drugs in America, 1 out of 10 college students fall into the influence of peer pressure. Before I start my introduction here, I'd like for you to know that the reason why I'm doing this is because I know some facts, personal experience. So, do you know what cocaine can do? This is a serious drug, people. This drug can kill you. You choose to take this drug, you end up losing. You choose to choose this drug is like a domino effect. Once you take this drug, it's like a domino effect. You line up the dominoes and they all fall down at one time. So I've learned from this through my criminal justice system what this drug can do, the effects this drug has. Plus, I have personal experience from a friend of mine. His name is Kevin. Kevin had lived the American dream. He had a beautiful house, beautiful wife, beautiful children. He had everything going for him. Great job. But he got hooked on this drug and he lost everything. I mean everything that the guy had. So today I will be discussing with you the different effects cocaine has on our bodies, our families, and in the workplace. So let's start with the effects it has on our bodies. First, by using cocaine, it increases the pulse, the blood pressure, and body temperature. Cocaine makes the heart beat too rapidly, causing increase of blood pressure through the veins, which could kill you. It also makes your heart skip a beat, which is no good. It also affects your nose. It kills the internal tissues that cause blood bleeding. Also causes lung damage, which affects shortness of breath and could cause lung cancer. Now that we've seen how cocaine can affect the human body, let's look at how it affects the family. Cocaine causes craving. Once hooked on this drug, you will do anything to support your habit. Cocaine abusers frequently lie about their whereabouts and drug use. Family members can hardly believe anything they say. Cocaine abusers usually neglect their responsibilities, and that's such as paying bills, remembering appointments, and getting to work on time. Hooked on cocaine can also cause your family to go in debt. It is not uncommon to experience for a cocaine abuser to support his habit by pawning wedding rings, stealing from children's savings accounts, and serious problem may cause resulting to dealing drugs, burglary, borrowing from loan sharks, and stealing from your children. Okay. Let's go over what we have learned so far. Cocaine first affects the body in many ways. Cocaine also affects the family. Now I'd like to discuss the effects cocaine has in the workplace. Cocaine causes loss of production, job-related accidents, job performance. If you can't get to work on time, the performance is going to go down. And it causes crazy things. Does that mean 4 minutes? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I want to wrap this up. It's just a bad drug, and you don't really want to, take it. It's kind of surprising to know that, nuclear plant workers, pilots, nurses, could be on this drug. So it's a serious drug. So in closing, I hope that the story I've told you about Kevin will have some impact on you, as I've discussed about the effects of cocaine on your body, your family, the workplace. I believe if you choose this drug, you're at risk. And so think twice before you choose to sniff the white line. Thanks.
Nobody's going to make you move. Everybody's got to conform to him. You got more. You can drag that thing up there.
Okay. On January 3rd, 1989, when Donald Jackson, a black police officer from a neighborhood town, rode through the streets of Long Beach, California, Jackson wanted evidence that police brutality existed in the Long Beach Police Department. He was accommodated by NBC News crew. When less than 3 minutes after Jackson went through Long Beach, he was pulled over by a police officer. He was verbally abused by a police officer. His head was pounded through the glass plate window, and his head was pounded against the police trunk. We've all been pulled over by the police department once in our lifetime. I did a class survey, and I asked the class, what did they fear the most when being pulled over by a police officer? And in my survey, I came up with that most of you fear being a victim of police brutality. According to the Kansas City Star, 20% of police brutality has increased. I'm currently a student studying criminal justice, and I also was a victim of police brutality. On January 14th, 1992, at 1:22 in the morning, Tuesday, I was pulled over by a police officer. Me and my father were coming home. I was picking up my father. The police officer pulled me over and asked me questions, wanting to know where my brother was. My brother had a warrant for his arrest for a speeding violation. When the police officer started asking me questions, I told him that I didn't know where my brother was, and then he started asking questions for my father. And I interrupted the police officer, and the police officer then reacted by touching my nose with his finger, telling me to shut up. So tonight, I would like to discuss what police brutality is and what you can do and take the steps. Okay, first of all, let's look at what police brutality is. Police brutality is generally being a quality of abusive, being brutal, a brutal act or a course of action, use of excessive force. In this first photo, I'd like to point out that you have four police officers in the background. This is Miami Police Department. And right here is either a shotgun or a nightstick, which is using it on his neck. This is plainly a case of police brutality. And the second slide I'd like to show you, we've all seen this one here, the Rodney King beating. Now I don't know, these officers were, not convicted the first time of police brutality, but we all know, we've all seen the tape, and you just don't go hitting people with a, nightstick. So, as you see, if anybody hasn't seen this tape before, this is Sergeant Powell, and this is Rodney King down here. You can't really see it that good, but he has a nightstick. They hit Rodney King 52 times. That right there plainly is police brutality, excessive use of force. Okay, Mike. This is a nightstick right here. It's a 20-ounce, 24-inch nightstick, primarily used by law enforcement, which could do some damage, So I like to put that out there. Okay, now that we know a little bit about what police brutality is and what it looks like, I would like to show you the steps you can take. First of all, you need to file a complaint with the police department. This is what a complaint would look like when you file a complaint. You can file a complaint with any department, anytime, any location. After you file the complaint, you'll turn it in, and they'll send you a letter that'll look something like this here, saying that they received it, and then an investigation will happen. Okay, after they've gathered this information, they'll turn it over to the Internal Affairs. And the Internal Affairs has 30 days to gather up all the information, and they'll talk to the complainant, the witnesses, and the police officer. After doing that, they'll turn it over to the review board, which is made up of the police commission. And the police commission will look at 4 different categories in the complaint. Force, abuse, discourtesy, and ethnic slurs, which all make up, a case of police brutality. The board of police commissioner, which is the review board, they recommend discipline action, but they can't take the action. It has to be done by the chief of police. Look at Mike. In closing, I hope that you have seen what police brutality is and steps you can take. I hope you understand that police brutality does exist and that you have a right to file a complaint. Thank you.
Michael. I want to see him talk Barbie dolls.
Are you 1 out of 10 million Americans that are going bald? Are you 20 million Americans that have thinning hair? Well, tonight I'd like to introduce you to a solution for losing hair. You don't need those expensive hair pieces, those hair transplants, or those expensive plugs. Tonight, I'd like to introduce you to new hair. New hair grows hair in minutes. It's a miracle breakthrough for hair loss. Let's listen to our laboratorian out in Los Angeles. Well, we developed new hair, a technical blend of hairspray from LSE-TYL. Okay, let's hear from us back to our studios. Even celebrities use this product. Let's listen to celebrity Ross Perot. And right there shows American strength. You don't use this product, you're a sissy. You're not a real man. Okay, let's go back. This amazing product is for men and women. It's simply to use. It just gives your hair an appearance of volume, and it increases the body build and the color. You get the color, any color. And I'd like to show you how it works. You simply get the amazing technical spray here. And you take the can out. In the morning time, you wake up, you spray your hair a little bit like this here. And you have hair that grows in front of your eyes. Then you put the amazing new hair treatment, finishing sealer on there. And you're ready to go. Now you're probably saying, Mike, oh my God, I can't afford this product. How much is this product? Well, tonight, the whole product, $29.95. Oh, you're saying more. Oh my God, Mike, more. Well, if you have now, I'll throw this free comb. Free comb. This stuff, you can wash it out. You can use any kind of shampoo. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to this new hair growth. Do you have children? Well, you're probably sick and tired of the violent programs, sex and violent programs that our children watch on American television. It's time to develop a system that would reduce sex and violence programs that our children see. I believe it is time for a change. I believe that there is too much sex and violence on American television. For example, last night, I take 10 minutes of just regular television and flip through the channels. I'm not going to turn the volume up, but I want you to get a kind of idea of this 10 minutes of American television. This is what you'll basically see on TV. Now, all this could be, now you're probably wondering why Mr. Urnise would be concerned about this issue. I have a child, and I'm worried about his well-being. Just the other day, we were watching Hunter, and he picked up from television that he thought was kind of funny that he kept on saying, "I'll kill you, I'll kill you, I'll kill you." But I didn't think it was very funny. All this could be accomplished and achieved by a code converter box that blocks out sex and violent programs from American living rooms, and it would be provided by TV stations to its viewers. Tonight, I would like to explain the need for such a converter box system and encourage you to support it. The need to block sex and violent programs are way overdue. The need to save our children. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, Juvenile Delinquent Prevention Act, August 1988, that sex and violent TV programs influence juveniles to engage in criminal activity. Now today we have 9-year-olds committing murders. Now I agree with what Rick said earlier. He said that it's not people that kill people, it's guns that kill people. I also agree, and I think that sex and violence on television influence our children in the same way. According to Mademoiselle magazine, June 1992, that 48% of females aged from 9 to 16 learn all there is to know about sex. Now, the United States has a high rate of teenage pregnancy, and this is due to what they've learned. The Sex and Violence Report in Intro to Criminal Justice 5th edition states that with the increase of sex and violence that our children watch on TV will have a great impact on American society. We now spend millions and millions of dollars for prison space, and we don't have no more prison space to go. We also spend millions of dollars for OBY clinics for teenage pregnancy due to the influence of television. Now, sex and violence is everywhere. I mean, if you look just about any kind of magazine, you'll see somewhere that deals with sex and violence. Now here's some of the programs that you wouldn't think that you would see sex and violence on, but you do. According to 90210, Popeye, Tom and Jerry, The Simpsons. Now you're saying these are cartoons, but if you ever looked at some of these cartoons, just like the Three Stooges, where they poke eyes out and pull hair and hit each other over the head with hammers, that's one of the most violent programs there is on TV. And you just go down the list. You know, some of these promote sex and violence. Okay. Now these problems could be greatly reduced by putting in a system known as the code converter. And what the code converter is, the code converter would be a box that would block out the signal that the local television tune into your television. There's no way to protect your children from watching this, but this code converter box system would block out this signal that goes to your television. Only adults would be issued a code and not the children. Parents would be able to push in the code buttons and activate what program they would like for their children to watch. Now, TV guys try to jump on the bandwagon because they know the problem exists. They came out with a new magazine, and it's called Parents' Guide to Children Entertainment. Now, they know that the problem exists, but this won't work. Now, the cable stations have developed a similar system that works for its viewers, and I believe it can too work for public television. All cable television stations have developed a system known as the parental controlled pay-per-view box. It works just like the converter box. If public television stations would adopt such a system, I greatly believe that we could reduce sex and violence that our children watch and have a great benefit to American society and our children. But if they don't, we will continue seeing the 9-year-olds committing murders, the 13-year-old girls giving birth to babies having babies. So tonight, I urge you to support such a system known as the co-converter box, and that help me and others push public television stations to provide such a system to its viewers free of charge, as long as they show sex and violence on American television. And if they don't, then help me organize a boycott for its sponsors. The evidence is clear that there is much sex and violence on American televisions, and I believe it is time to get to work. Let's start now. Thank you. There are many wonderful people in the world. There is no one more wonderful, special, and truly an angel to me than my father. I've always admired my father. He has influenced my life. He has influenced my life in many ways with his hard work and caringness. So tonight I'd like to share with you why my father is truly a hard worker and a caring person. My dad is a hard worker. His name is Pasquale Anthony Urnise. He is a poor immigrant from Sicily. He was born in Sicily, and he moved to New York City in 1948, and later moved on to northeast Kansas City, Missouri. At the age of 9, he was working full-time at my grandpa's fish market, down City Market. He had, as a teenager, he had worked selling produce in the back of his truck, and he later on moved to 31st and Cleveland and opened his own grocery store. At the age of 25, my father had owned a house, brand new house out in Lee Summit, and owned a lot of property, brand new cars. I can recall my mom saying that he had so many $100 bills they'd never fit in the safety deposit box. But he had lived the American dream. But when tragedy hit in 1981, my father was indicted for loan sharking and having ties with organized crime. He lost everything, the house, the store, and also my mother. My mother moved away when I was 14. So the first time in my life we moved into an apartment. For the first time my dad got a 9-to-5 job and worked hard. And he worked as, he acted as my mother and my father, and as the father. And now that with all the hard work he accomplished, he went back and bought his grocery store. I mean, he rebuilt a new grocery store on 35th in Cleveland. So he moved it down 4 blocks down the street. And then as soon as he got on his feet, from all the hard work he accomplished, he went back and bought the house back in Lee Summit that he lost. So he also taught me that with hard work you can accomplish anything. And I took his advice, and I guess I'm a pretty good hard worker. I've worked ever since I was pretty young. Just this year I made $38,000, so I think that's pretty good. Here's a picture of my father. He's the small one right here. This is my Aunt Mary, my dad, my grandma. And here's another picture when he was a little boy. Kind of reminds me of the little boy on I think the Three Stooges, no, not the Three Stooges, the Little Rascals, that little, oh, I forgot, he's always the one that said, "That's remarkable," you know, that guy. There's some pictures of the family that immigrated from Italy. This was, okay, now that you know that my father is a hard worker, I like to explain why he was a caring person too. My dad had always took us to the ball game, football games, me, my sister, my brothers. I have 5 brothers and 1 sister. Come from a large Italian family. He never told us that he loved us, you know, because he had this macho Italian attitude that Italians have, and they just, you know, I mean, they don't say I love you. They just, you know, but his way of showing that he really cared was he always bought us gifts, and, you know, all kinds of stuff. So I can remember one time, I'll probably never forget the day I die, it was to go out in the car and get the groceries, to help with groceries, and I went back there in the back of the trunk, and there was this box sitting back there, and I just peeked in the box for the grocery store. The groceries were right there, and I opened it up, and there were some skates. And instead of taking the groceries out, I took the skates and I put them on this out there. But I'll never forget that. He had always sent, when I was in the Army, he'd always write me letters to show that he cared about me. And for the first time, I think, when I was about 18, 19, he told me that he loved me, but I always knew that he cared about me. So now that I'm a lot older, I would like to thank him for all he has done for me. And now that I've learned from the influence that he's taught me, now I can pass it on to my son with the hard work